Hello and welcome back to Comic Vantage, and today we return back to New Comic Book Day. It's a special day of the week where all the new comic books come out. I run down to my LCS, pick up my books, give them a good read, come home and give you a spoiler-filled review of every single one of them. So if you don't want spoilers, back out now. Although down in the description I've started putting timestamps now of when each book starts. So if you want to skip a specific book, you can skip it by timestamp. So check that out down in the description. Hey, adding new stuff. Hey, good things. All right, so let's get started. Like I said, there can and will be spoilers. So yeah, here we go. First up this week, we have Cover. And this is a Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack book. And this is under the Jinx World imprint over there at DC. Man, Bendis is just like going crazy over there right now. What is he writing, like, I don't know, 30 of their books or whatever it is? It's kind of insane. I love this cover. David Mack does some beautiful watercolor artwork. This guy's all over the place putting out covers recently, which is really awesome. And hey, the book is called Cover. So let's get started. The book starts at a Comic-Con, which most of us will be familiar with. Hey, look, Sailor Moon. And it follows the adventures of an artist. You know, we go through our artist alley here and we come to Max Field. Max Field meets a huge fan of his, and her name is Julia. She goes through, she buys a ton of his artwork. At this point in the book, I was like, okay, I have no idea where this is going. It's a little weird. And he starts talking about it was a Comic-Con miracle. He sold like thousands of dollars. And then it cuts to him and the comic book he's working on. And man, look at this beautiful David Mack watercolor work. It's just gorgeous. And you can actually see in between where it's spliced with him working on it and then his scenes. Really cool. And then we get to a little panel here where he's talking to his dad, and his dad needs money, so he gives his dad money and sends him on his way. Next up, he's at another con. I don't even remember where this one is at, but he's at a con, and he's doing a panel, and he runs into Julia again. And she's like, yeah, I knew you were here, so I came, and you know, my work takes me different places, and she takes him out to dinner. And then she tells him that she's CIA. But before the dinner is over, she ditches out on him and leaves him stuck with the bill at a Michelin star restaurant. And by this point, he's like, you know, whatever, it's totally a scam. She just scammed a meal out of me, yada, yada. And then a little bit of time passes, and he gets an invitation to another convention. Let's see. Oh, he gets an invitation to a Comic-Con in Istanbul, Turkey. And when you know it, getting off the plane, his driver is Julia. So this is really interesting. I like where this is going. It's a little crazy. It's lots of intrigue, and not a lot of action, but the dialogue is amazing. So I am going to stick with this and give it a good read and check it out later on. So keep an eye out for more of these. And next up, from DC Comics, we have Green Lanterns number 54. And this is the Evil's Might storyline. So this finishes up the rescue of Penelops, all the last living people that are there. The Ravages were destroyed. The whole Green Lantern Corps is wondering where Simon Baz has gotten off to. They think he's abandoned him. They're calling him traitor, the whole 9 yards. But he believes that the Power Ring has summoned him to Earth to save Superman. Little does he know, it's not Superman. It's the cyborg Superman that was imprisoned inside, who has put his consciousness into the Great Battery and therefore spreading out to every single Power Ring. So this cyborg Superman has corrupted every Power Ring. So none of them can believe what they're hearing from the Power Ring. Really, really cool. And then after that, he reveals to Simon Baz that Simon Baz has been wearing the Phantom Ring the whole time. He made it weightless and invisible and commanded it to go onto Simon Baz's finger and then had Simon Baz bring it to him. So our cyborg Superman is now the Phantom Ring. Really cool twist. I like this a lot. It was a good story. And then it pretty much just goes through and he lays out his entire plan of how he did all of this, infiltrating the central battery, killing one of the Guardians, releasing the Phantom Ring. Really cool. I enjoyed it. There he is, just beating the snot out of Simon Baz. It was a good read. I had a lot of fun with this. Green Lantern books, or Green Lanterns, are hit or miss. This was definitely a hit this week. I really enjoyed this. I'm excited to see where the rest of the storyline goes now that they've cleared up the whole Penelope story, or Penelope story. All right, next up from Black Mask, we have Breathless number 4. I've been waiting for this book. It seemed like it's been delayed or something, or there was a huge gap between the release of number 3 and number 4. This is just a crazy cover. You have Grace Isley here, who's just a huge talker, so they have her telling this entire story of her dating this girl. And then all these dead bodies in the background. Really a lot of fun. So what we have here is we have our hero Scout, and we have Grace Isley. If you don't remember from the last couple reviews that I've done about this, Scout here has discovered that some of these alien monster things can cure her asthma, and it was released on the internet, a little snippet that Grace Isley put on Twitter, and then the pharmaceutical company started coming after her to shut her up. Had her entire scientific team she worked for killed, and they were supposed to kill her as well. So now she's trying to go and stop them and release all this information to the world. This ended out this, or closed up this storyline. It was the final encounter between the evil head of the pharmaceutical company who has killed all of her friends and co-workers. Really, really cool. I really enjoyed this story. It was a lot of fun. And we have all kinds of demons. This is a succubus that was working for them, that they brought for backup to meet these people. Ends up killing the security guard. Really, really shocking ending. But in the end, they finally end up releasing all this information out into the world. And Scout has gone back to work for the original company. I love this last panel. This is just how it ends out. The world is full of monsters. Because it bounced ahead of 1 year into the future. Really, really good. I've enjoyed this. It's only 4 issues. They're really easy to hunt down. So I would say just pick them up. If you haven't yet, definitely grab them and read them. And next up from DC Vertigo, Border Town number 1. I had no idea what to expect from this book. I just absolutely loved this cover. I had to have this. I don't even know what this thing is, and once you actually read the story, it doesn't tell you either. So obviously it starts out in a border town in Arizona, where we have monsters. You're like, what the hell kind of monster is this? Then explain this later on. So we have this young man, his name is Frank, moving to Arizona with his family. He's not happy about this, of course. Going to high school, typical high school kid. Not very welcome. But he does end up making a few friends, as well as coming up against a skinhead in school. And then we get some shots of this monster. We don't know what this is, but it's traveling through town, and as it travels through town, it changes form. I love this little snippet right there. Look, it's Dream's helmet and Dr. Fate's helmet. That was kind of cool. Anyway, back to this. Whatever this thing is definitely changing form. So we have Frank getting into a fight with one of the kids at school. He ends up beating the snot out of him. And then this thing attacks. It's taking the form of a police officer this time. It ends up getting shot, and it reverts form into this absolutely adorable little thing right here. Come to find out, it's a chupacabra. This was a really, really good story. I had a lot of fun with this. When it started out, I had no idea where it was going, but it got real good real quick. I really enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to read more. Like I said, I had no expectations, but man, this is the cover B, the variant cover. It's just absolutely gorgeous, so I had to grab it. And next up from IDW, Ninja Turtles Urban Legends. And again, this is a retelling or reissue of the original series that came out from Image Comics, but it's going to be finished. And I've never read these before, so I'm having a lot of fun with them. When last we left our turtle friends, they were infiltrating the fortress of the Komodo Dragon Lord. We have Donatello, or Raphael, right here with the mask on. He's wearing one of Casey Jones' masks because half his face was blown off. Donatello ended up being completely destroyed. He fell out of a plane. He got shot with lasers. Back and shell were broken, but he ended up merging with a cyborg, which saved him and turned him into, there we go, turned him into a cyborg there. He actually went through and he told the story of how it happened. Kind of interesting, because now we're going to have a cyborg Donatello. Donatello's my favorite Ninja Turtle. So we have the story of the Dragon Lord here, who wants to bring his family back to power in Japan, but he feels that no one is going to follow him if they know he has no dragon blood flowing through him, that when he reverts to his primal form, he's just a dumb Komodo dragon thing. So he wants to use Splinter's DNA to turn himself into an actual dragon. And then we have the Turtles coming and rescuing him. This is a very dark and gritty Ninja Turtle storyline. Like right here, we have Raphael actually killing someone in the background here. Leonardo yelling at him, saying, "No killing!" And he's like, "Oh well." I do like it. This is really cool. The artwork is very kind of blocky and kind of cartoonish, which is reminiscent of early Ninja Turtles, so it was really neat to see this. I'm having a lot of fun with this storyline. Really good fun. Like I said, dark and gritty, which is really the only way to explain it. We also have the reveal that this red lady ninja here, Pimiko, is the daughter of Shredder, and she wants to fight Splinter for her honor. So this was a lot of fun. Good story. I can't wait for the next couple issues to see what's going on there. All right. And another one from IDW. This week we have Transformers Unicron number 4. And this is closing out the Transformer storyline. It's closing out fast. God, this was fun this week. Man, this book had action. It had suspense. It had feels. I mean, this was really good stuff this week. At the end of the last issue, Unicron had made it to Cybertron. And they were deciding if they were going to try to make a stand, if they were going to flee and try to save everybody that they could. Back on Earth here, they know Unicron is coming because Optimus Prime has annexed Earth as a colony. So we have the G.I. Joes popping up, we have the Visionaries popping up, and the Visionaries have this device they call the Talisman, which is supposed to be able to kill Unicron. And here we have this absolutely amazing shot of Unicron just destroying. Look at his hands are just dug into Cybertron. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that artwork. Look at the amount of detail. I mean, Alex Milne is just knocking it out of the park right now. It's like he's just giving it his all on this book. It's absolutely amazing. This page here, absolutely heartbreaking. You have Blur talking about how he's the fastest Cybertronian and his brain works faster than everyone else. And he's just in his little bar here on Cybertron. He's worked his entire life just run this bar. That's all he wants to do. And then he noticed this visionary magic flashing across the planet that is trying to save people. But he's like, not everyone can be saved. So he goes out there and he's zipping around, throwing everyone in, you know, a la Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, throwing everyone he possibly can into this beam of energy, hopefully teleporting them to safety. But he doesn't make it himself. Oh, I was like, this gave me goosebumps when I read it. I was like, no, not Blur. And then we get back to the planet. Optimus Prime gives the order for Metroplex to space bridge to Earth to get everyone on in Metroplex City to safety. And just look at this. Unicron shredding the planet, just completely just tearing it in half. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And now we flash here to Shockwave, bringing the Maximals. He's actually leading a group of Maximals. We got Rhinox and we got Megatron and Optimus Primal there. And he's awaiting the Decepticon fleet, or the Maximal fleet, with Bludgeon leading them. He wants to take over Earth, rebuild the Cybertronian Empire. Good old Cosmos here with Buzzsaw and Laserbeak. Man, I mean, if you were a fan of the G1 Transformers, wow, this is going to bring back so many memories for you. Actually, if you were a fan of any generation of Transformers, this is going to bring back some huge, huge, huge memories. It's so good. The storyline, like I said, I mean, it got real in this issue, real fast. Absolutely loved it. And they're all on Earth now, and they need to make their last stand. Good stuff, absolutely amazing. I also opted for this great, this is one of the variant covers. It's a connecting cover, so every single issue will go together. The first three are actually up top, and this starts at the bottom row. Really good stuff. Actually, when I have all of those, I'll show them all to everybody as well. Next up, The Dreaming, straight out of the Sandman universe. And this is the new Sandman universe being brought to us, curated by Neil Gaiman. Absolutely love this guy's work. It's great to see him back, at least curating the stories, just, you know, to keep his universe alive. When you read Sandman universe, everybody found out that Daniel, the Dreaming, no longer wants to be dreaming. He just gave up being dreams. He's done. He left. He's off doing his own thing, which leaves Lucian here, you know, holding the bag, trying to figure out what to do. Especially since the entire dreaming realm now has a giant crack through it. The whole world is, their little pocket universe is falling apart. He has no idea what to do. Flash forward here to our new character named Dora. They're hinting that she is something special. We don't know what. They really don't explain it. We see her kind of bouncing into a demon form. The thing is, she can traverse dreams like she was Dream himself. She can open up little worlds, go into, or she can open up people's dreams, go into them, take what she needs. And she goes around and she collects stuff. She actually steals little items, which she takes to this demon, Balaam. She has some kind of deal with him, where she brings him these trinkets that he can torture souls with of their past lives, little items, remind him of their past lives. And he gives her this fruit that she eats. Here's a little glimpse. You know, this is her right here, normally when we see her, but then, wow, I mean, what the hell is going on? We have no idea what she is. And they talk about how no one can get into the dream realm without Dream's permission, except she can. And she opens a portal to Dream, and Balaam just kind of steps through, and they realize the wards are down and he can get in. So he breaks into the Dreaming, and just kind of starts wreaking havoc. This was a really good story. I love this world. The Sandman books were always so much fun to read. They're a smart read, which is really cool because I'm a reader and I love that. They've always been that way, so good stuff. And last but not least this week, Asgardians of the Galaxy, written by Cullen Bunn. I was really looking forward to this book because I'm a huge fan of Angela. I've loved her since the old Spawn comics. Now, this iteration of her is a bit different. We all know in Spawn she was an angel. She was hunting down Hellspawns. That was her job. When they put her in the Marvel Universe, they retconned her to a Asgardian, where she's Thor and Loki's sister. Now, also over in the Spawn comic books, she was more savvy, kind of, streetwise and hip, and she was high class, and she was a really great character, along with being absolutely badass. And here they made her more Asgardian. She's like a female Thor, and I think they're really pushing her in the forefront. I mean, I just have this strange feeling that she's going to get an MCU appearance. That's why they're kind of pushing her into a lead role of this book right now. So what we have here is her popping up on Earth, picking up Valkyrie, because they need her to help save the day. Valkyrie here shares a body with Annabelle Riggs, who is this person here. Annabelle Riggs is kind of an archaeologist, so they bring her to this crazy planet, Draketh, the planet of temples, to decipher some Asgardian runes to find out why this entire army was there. We also get introduced to all the characters of this new book. So we have Valkyrie here. We have Scourge popping up. And we have Thunderstrike. And also we have Angela and the Destroyer. And we have Throg, which is the frog of thunder. I love that. No, really. So we find out they are on this planet because they are chasing Nebula. And Nebula is after this horn, which will unleash a fleet of undead gods from different mythologies to bring about Ragnarok. And that's what Angela is here to stop. But then we get to the last page of this book, and she's talking to the Destroyer armor, and there's someone inside of it. And we find out it's Kid Loki, who sent her on this quest, and he wants to use this armada for himself, and then she's supposed to get something in return. Really liking this story. Like I said, I love Angela as a character, so this is going to be a lot of fun from here on out. I'm definitely going to keep picking this up, and like I said, I got this strange feeling they're priming her for a MCU appearance. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Asgardians of the Galaxy, great read this week. Brand new #1, pick it up. The Dreaming, if you want a smart read, if you're a fan of the Sandman books, I would say grab it. It's a lot of fun. Transformers Unicron, another one, big fun, definite must-have. Ninja Turtles Urban Legends. If you're a fan of Ninja Turtles, this is really a no-brainer. Now, this book isn't considered canon anymore, but it's still a great read. Border Town. This, for me, was the surprise book of the week. I really liked this. Breathless #4, ending out the series. Really enjoyed it. Great read. It really gets you thinking, which is a lot of cool. Or very cool, too. Green Lanterns #54. Definitely hit for this week, too. And last is Cover. Smart book, some intrigue, really want to know where this book is going, so I'm going to definitely pick this up some more. All right, so these are my books for the week. Now, my cover of this week is definitely Border Town here. If it wasn't for this cover, I would not have grabbed this book, and this thing is just creepy cool. No idea what this thing is right now, but I'm thinking it's Frank in some kind of weird transitional demon form. Wow, yes, love it. And my story of the week, my absolute favorite read of the week, Transformers Unicron. Like I said, this book got real fast. Absolutely great read. So much fun. A lot of, I just cannot wait till the next 2 issues come out. But wow, I'm going to be sad when this ends because, ooh, this got really good. Okay, so those are my books for the week. These are my opinions. Your mileage may vary. So, to all my subscribers, thank you for watching. Love you all. Make sure you comment and thumbs up and like and all that kind of good stuff. And if you're new to the channel, hit the little CV right there. See it? And that'll subscribe you to my channel. And a little bell up there, make sure you hit that too. So, like always, to everyone out there, including the 2 people that like to thumbs down every single one of my videos, love you all. And thanks for watching, guys, and take it easy.